Everybody, what's going on? It is Saturday again already. It's crazy. This week has just flown by. As you can tell from my voice, doesn't sound like I'm gargling rocks anymore. Still got a bit of a cough, still got the body aches, but think I'm almost over whatever this was. So, a little bit of stuff before we get started tonight. Uh, Probably going to be a shorter show, probably in that hour and a half range. Until my other co-hosts feel a little better and they can join me, so it's not just me talking the whole time. Uh, so we're going to stick with these shorter shows for just a little bit. Now, before we get started, you'll see in the chat I posted a link to the Comics Curing Cancer link tree. That's still going on. They got shows today and tomorrow. They had shows yesterday, and then of course you had the Ink and Insights with Stu from Doctor Doom's fan club on Wednesday, and then the night before that, it was I don't think it was I think it was just a Comics Curing Cancer special on Nine Panel Grid's channel. But so we're going to be talking about books I think you should read. Now, some of these I've probably mentioned before. Uh, Not a whole lot of Marvel or DC. I don't think any Marvel, honestly, and I think only maybe one DC book. This is mainly just the things I think folks should read if you haven't. What's up, weirdos? How you going? Yeah, how's it going? Um, but I got quite a few books. I got some that I've read digitally, so I have the pictures of them on there. Uh, there is something weird going on with the restream here. That looks strange. Hadn't seen that before, but whatever. Uh, we're gonna be doing that. I'm gonna try something a little different near the end, where I'm just gonna go to one of our comic boxes and just pull out like 10 random books, just show them off. Something else we're gonna be doing, and I'm gonna remember to add Weird Opes. Nope's name is already on it because I kind of figured you'd show up. What's going on, Nope? Hope you're feeling better too, boss. Both of y'all. Um, so I have two different wheel of names going on, and I got one that's going to have folks in the chat, their name on it. And like I said, I'm going to add Weird Dopes real fast while we're talking. If I can spell it right. So I got two different wheels going. And folks in the chat, you get in here. We're going to do this. Let me show you the second wheel, though. The second wheel has, for the winner, the name that gets picked on the first wheel, I'm gonna have you pick a number. That's how many times I'm going to shuffle the second wheel, and then we're going to go through, and whichever one of these books gets landed on, that's the book that I'm going to be reading. So let me tell you some of the titles we got on here. We got Big Titty with D's, Goth Girlfriends on the Moon, Blade 2002, which I believe is a Marvel Max series, Die, Paper Girls, Something is Killing the Children, Superman Speeding Bullets, Watchmen, because I've never read all of Watchmen, Deadly Class, East of West, Phantom X Max, Farmhand, Firepower, Full Killer from 2007, Incorruptible, which I've never read any of that, but I have read 2 volumes of Irredeemable, but I haven't read all of Irredeemable. Those are kind of like companion books. One is the world's greatest superhero turns into a supervillain. That's Irredeemable. And Incorruptible is one of his supervillains becoming a superhero. I haven't read any of that one yet. Then we have Skin Police. Then, of course, I had to put a winner's choice on here, which means that you don't even have to pick anything on the wheel. You just name something you want me to read. I'll try to get through most of it, but it's basically you pick something or the wheel picks something, I read it, and then next week I'll talk about what I read and how I felt about it. So there's a winner's choice on there. Batman The Long Halloween, Basket Full of Heads, and Icon and Rocket Season 1. And as we take things, oh, what's going on, Corey? let me add your name to the list. So basically, when a book gets taken off, I'll just add something from the list, and we will start it again. And let me go ahead and share. Is this one? Now I'm going to take my name off of here, folks, but I just wanted to show you so far. This is what we got. And I'll probably do this near the middle of the show, or if somebody, they're like, hey, I got to leave, let me know, and I'll spin it. So then I got a couple books I want to talk about that are, get back up here. A couple books I want to talk about that are coming out soon. And honestly, I want to talk about one right off the bat since we got some comic collectible watchers in here and we were kind of talking about this. So I found out November 5th, I think that week, they are doing a metal Ivan Tao virgin cover. Y'all, this Ivan Tao Terminator metal, that's the book too. The book is Terminator metal, but this is actually going to be a metal cover for this one. Ivan Tao's artwork is phenomenal. Let me make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Have you read Cul-de-sac yet? No, I still have not been able to get to an actual shop to get it. Trust me, that is definitely on my list of I want to read that so bad. But we haven't been able to get to the comic shop yet. But that is definitely on my top of the heap things to look for the next time we get in the shop. But yeah, this is Ivan Tao. It's going to be a metal cover. I was going to talk about that one later, but I was just too excited. But yeah, so man, I know I'm so excited to read it. I'm so excited to read that one. So I had a surprise drop that I didn't talk about last week. It kind of happened like after the day after the live, probably Sunday or Monday, I can't remember. But the Kickstarter for Murder Mary #2 dropped. It's only got 59 hours to go. I've already backed it, and a little bit later tonight, I might try something new, which is a live unboxing. Take off the chat, make it look like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Basically do it and then clip it out so I can upload the video later for people who didn't watch the live to see it. That's what I'm trying to do. I know Robbie does that sometimes when he does his movie reviews. So I'm going to try to do that a little bit later on too. See how much stuff I can pack into an hour and a half. Like I said, I'm not going too long because it is just me. So we got that. We got the Comics Curing Cancer link tree that I put up. Let's see. Another project that has 6 more days that I backed would be Sync, the Halloween special. We got the glow in the dark cover just because I like how it looks, but they got a lot of cool covers. There's a Halloween cover. There's a Trick Cell. Huh. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I'll definitely have to check that one out. Trick Cell Kickstarter looks good too. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that one. Huh. But they also have like a Nightmare Before Christmas cover. Like a lot of cool covers on that Sync. Sync is a series that there's 3 volumes of it. I think we have 2 of them, but there's also a bunch of like offshoot stories. Really, really dope horror anthology, I should say, by John Lees. And I mean, if you've read any of John Lees' work, which I do have one of his books in this pile. Hey, Triple B. All right, no problem, Corey. Triple B. I'm gonna go ahead and add you can watch me do this live. I'll put you in place of my name. All right, so basically what the wheel's going to be, Triple B, is I have a wheel of a ton of books that I've either read like a couple of or have read none of them. And basically, if you get the spin, you just tell me a number. I'm going to shuffle it and spin whatever book it lands on. That's the book I'm going to read. I have a winner's choice tab in there. I'll go ahead and show that off real fast. I got a winner's choice tab, and that's basically whatever you want me to read doesn't have to be on the list. And I'll read as much as I can before the next show and give you my thoughts on it. So, no giveaways yet. No giveaways yet. We're hoping to get there soon. Um, but yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Just it'll also get me to start reading the stuff that I've been that is on this list. My list is so freaking long. Also, Triple B, I watched the video earlier. Man, I'm telling you, if there's anybody that's gonna get me to read anything Vampirella, because Vampirella is just not my jam, man. Except for the vamp. I really like the vamp character. If anybody's gonna get me to read Vampirella, though, it's gonna be you. So y'all, Triple B's link. Make sure you check out that newest video, Triskel. I'm gonna look that up right now. Come on. Let's see. What is this? Triskel. Is it the Triskel sisters? Maybe. Because I just found something else. So from Obscura Comics, because I didn't share this last time, it has 4 more days to left. It's Pumpkin number 5, and I believe you've seen Pumpkin on Triple B's live that he does. This is from, like I said, Obscura Comics. We have issue number 1. I think Jenna found it on a show one day, and she got it, and she was like, "Okay." She goes, "This looks good." It's 220-page collectors. Got it. Okay. I'll go ahead and share that one too. That one looks super cool. Ooh, that is nice, y'all. Hold on. I gotta relearn how to spell, folks. Come on, where you at? Triskel Sisters. There we go. Yeah, it really is. Actually, you know what? I don't mind doing this before we get started. Go ahead and share that page. Oh, you know what? That's because no, that's not it either. Yep, there we go. Wow. Okay, it's black. It looks like black, white, and red. Is it showing up good on the other screen? I only have one. Yep. Okay. I only got one screen, folks. Oh, that does look really good. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks really dope. Oh, well, the screen went black. Ah, come on. Well, hopefully that looked a little. Looks like for some reason it cut out, but the link is in the chat. Make sure you check that out. See what else has been happening. Jenna and I started a Hellraiser marathon, or at least a rewatch. It had been a marathon. We might watch one or two. Oh, you can read the first 47 pages for. Yeah, y'all go check that out. I love when Kickstarters do that. We've been watching like one or two every couple of days. Gotta say, the last two we watched were not very good at all. Inferno and Hellseeker. Not very good at all. Like, it's. Jenna was like, I don't know if you could hear. She hears me talking about it. She said it's so bad. She was so bored during Inferno. So bored. She was like, I think that movie would have been good or better if it had nothing to do with Hellraiser, which it kind of didn't really. Hold on. If it didn't have anything to do with like if they didn't even put Pinhead in it, have anything to do with the lament configuration, any of that stuff, it probably would have been an okay movie. But
at best.
Okay at best, yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
3, what the hell? 4, it's all right. Bloodlines. 5 and 6, or whatever we're on now, terrible. They have nothing other than the same pinheads in it for like a second. It's like, oh, we're not going to do the body torturing anymore. Meh, 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 meh. Like, I cannot describe to, like, you guys can ask Jay. If Ed or Nope was here, this is like Civil War bad. Okay? This is like, I don't know if anybody else remembers when I completely lost my mind off camera for Civil War. Because you guys talk about it all the time. But that is how bad these last 2 Hellraiser films were that we just watched.
Yeah. Now, Triple B's got a point.
What?
And you'll probably agree with it. The last one with the girl Pinhead was real good.
Yes, the remake that they did was really good.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. Because in the comics...
Oh, goodness.
In the comics... The Phable! The High Priestess of freaking hell!
Yep, so that's how she feels about that, folks.
And there's still how many more to watch?
4?
We're on 7 tonight?
Yeah.
We have to... There's 7 through 11 still to watch?
Well, technically, what started this off was we watched the Hulu Hellraiser. We watched the
because
remake.
we couldn't find the first one at the time.
Right. So technically, we've already watched that one.
Okay, so there's still 3 more?
Oh, I don't want to watch. I've seen
What?
scenes from that Vampirella. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, I just... Who gave... They even brought Christy back.
Kirsty.
Kirsty. I will say her name how I want to because of that abomination last 2 films we watched last night. They brought her back for what? For what? To make her the bad guy? Is this one of those moments?
I don't think she was a bad guy.
She killed 5 people!
They deserved it.
Honey, darling, love of my life. Cheating is horrible. Up there in the top 5 worst sins.
Yeah.
Right there. However, there are worse things than death.
Yeah, watching those movies back to back.
Oh, God. They were... Who's on?
Yeah, Corey, Triple B, Nope.
Hi.
I think Ed might be lurking.
The crash out I'm about to have because of the last 2 films and what they did with Christie's freaking story. Like, is this one of those moments where it's like, oh, die a hero or live long enough to become the freaking villain? Murder is wrong. I wouldn't murder you for cheating on me. I'd just torture you for the rest of your life.
Well, Kirsty had other plans.
Oh my God. And that's all because her husband, it's all because her cheating husband brought in the box. Like, it was so, hello, Corey. It was so incredibly, I'm out of breath. It was so
Okay,
bad.
it was Nope as Weirdos. Okay.
Okay, well, no. Can you please let Ed know I'm crashing out over Hellraiser right now? I think that would make him laugh. Hopefully not too hard. Because it's just,
Well,
why would they bring her back just for her to do that? And they got rid of her curls? I don't know why that bothered me. Why she had silky, straight, long hair. I was like, nah, she got
because
curls.
they were showing you that she went from the young girl we met in the first two,
The final girl,
to
cliche, to now I'm one of the bad guys. Murder. And the thing was so confusing to me because, like, if you look back, the other ways that she was able to bring people into hell was just by opening the box. No, she tortured and killed these people. She didn't have to torture and kill these people. She could have just tied them up in the room and opened the box. I'm like, ho, 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 here's your soul.
We
ho,
we don't see her actually doing that. How do you know?
Because she held it. We saw her shoot her husband in the freaking head.
We saw that.
And she had the gun in all of them. All of them were shot in the head the exact same way. All of them.
She said she was bringing them 5 souls.
I can't.
Spoilers for anybody who was really interested in watching Hellseeker.
Ugh. And now we've still got 4 more.
There's like Deader.
3 or 4 more?
Deader, Hellworld, something else.
Like, I understand they were going for these psychological, like, hi, I'm right here, guys. So I understand that they were going on, I know Michigan is playing. Oh, okay. They were going on, like, psychological thrillers, psychological torture.
Stupid.
It's fine for not a Hellraiser movie. This is a Hellraiser movie. What do we all know about Hellraiser movies? It's torture porn. Corn. You got to say corn when on camera stuff. Whatever. It's torture. But the one thing I will give every single film is that they at least do the face pull.
Yeah, all the films have the stretchy face. Doesn't even matter if it's like the last 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
All of them have the chains in the face stretching.
But like at the same, come on. There's still 3 more. No more. If the rest, like, somebody spoil it for me, or the last, like, 7, 8, 9, or whatever the heck we gotta watch. Are they psychological torture without, the torture? Because I don't want it.
We got to finish it.
I will not.
We got to finish it.
You can. This will be the one thing where I'm just gonna
Nope.
I'm gonna walk away.
You say that, and it's gonna dig at you. And you're like, "Well, damn it! I've already watched all of these."
That bad.
If you already watched 2 of the worst ones, you might as well watch the rest.
Like what? But
okay.
We didn't finish all the Transformer films.
No,
we were
going to.
We got sick in life.
Yep.
But it just, like, come on, people. Why? Like, did they just... Because, okay. But at this point, the comics and the books were already coming out. So they had a lot of material they could have pulled from. Why did we get what we got? Why? Somebody find out why. Okay? I will make you my sausage and chicken and shrimp gumbo if somebody can figure out, like, an actual reason why they gave us the crap that they gave us.
I don't know. Well, if the rest of the team wasn't hurt and was able to be on, this could have just been a whole ripping apart the Hellraiser movies.
Oh, for sure. Ed, I need you. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. But we're not. We're blaming it on his house.
Yes.
Nope. I'm out of breath. Like, I'm literally out of breath right now.
Yeah, you get really animated and excited when you're talking about things.
Especially things that make me that, like, infuriated. I am, because think about it. In Bloodlines, we at least got some of the torture in Bloodlines because Angelique was like, she had her demon form that she would take to torture people, right? Am I right? Yes.
No, haven't watched any of the Terrifier films.
And then, no, we're not. No. Okay, there's like 3 now, I think. Anyways, And then we get to see her turned into a Cenobite, which was very weird the way they did it because they still made her pretty. And I'm like, no, take off the lipstick.
To me, it was like when they tried to make Mila Kunis ugly in that Oz movie. When they made her a witch, I was like, no, she's still hot.
Yeah, she is.
And that Cenobite, Angelique, still the hottest Cenobite I've ever seen.
They could have done so much. Like, and then the twins. There's 2 sets of twins so far that we've seen. We've seen the Twisty twins. I really like how they were made. However, it was really, really freaking weird how they detached from each other to torture somebody. Like, didn't Pinhead make them a promise that they would never have to separate? He's a liar! They separate to torture people. And then we had the really weird sexy twins in that the
Wire twins.
That just
Okay.
They made Pinhead a liar, and I'm not okay with that. I love you guys. I've got stuff to do.
All right, so there was. Jeez. I love when she doesn't like things. Okay, she gets wildly animated. It's hilarious. But all right, so let me start out with these books I think you should read. Very short, synopsis on them. Probably run through them pretty quick. I don't want to spoil anything. I'll try to give you just enough to let you at least know why I like them. So like I said, some of these we've talked about before, but not really in depth. First one I want to talk about, A Walk Through Hell. This one is from Aftershock. Now, a little story behind this. Sean had bought a run of this off of one of the EXP shows. I can't remember which one. And he didn't have any time to read them. They were just kind of sitting there. So finally one night I was like, you know what? Why not? I started reading them. The minute I finished the last issue that he had got in, I bought this trade. I ordered it on Amazon. Got it the next day. This is a mind trip of a book. It really is. And I know that this is a series that people say that the end of it is kind of terrible. But from what I've read so far, I really enjoy this one. Garth Ennis. So I'll read you the back. That's what I'll do. I'll read you the back so I don't give too much away. Special Agent Sean McGregor handle the routine cases nowadays, which is just the way Shaw likes it. She's pushing 40. She's a borderline burnout, and the ghastly members of her last investigation still cling like shadows. McGregor, hold on. McGregor is younger, more dedicated, hanging on to some measure of idealism, whatever the world might throw at him. When 2 fellow agents go missing inside a Long Beach warehouse, Shaw and McGregor are sent to investigate. But what they find waiting is far from routine, as the local police have already discovered to their cost. Before the night is out, our heroes will encounter terror beyond their most appalling nightmares, in a place where day may never come at all. Y'all, the end of the first issue of this, which I'll give the little spoiler to,
one of my favorite books.
Is an agent inside the warehouse that has shot themselves and has been shooting themselves apparently for days.
There's just a mountain of bullet cases around them.
And they just won't die. And that's all going into this warehouse. So, Aftershock, A Walk Through Hell by Garth Ennis. Go ahead and check it out. And yes, before I go on.
Okay, the last thing I'm going to say about, I think it was like the 6th one, I can't remember. Why did it become a Western all of a sudden?
That was Inferno, so that was 5.
Okay, why did it become a Western all of a sudden?
It wasn't a Western. That was just like the theme of the casino.
With the old 6-shooters even. Like, really?
Yeah.
And then karate ninja cowgirls?
Sure.
Explain that to me.
I can't explain any of that movie to you.
Okay. For some reason, that's the only part of that movie I can remember. And then I figured it out. Like 10 minutes after the film ended, spoilers, after the film ended, I figured out how he would get out of his weird little like predicament.
Mm-hmm.
Go home to your wife and child. Don't pick up the phone. Oh, I just got a finger. It's my own finger. I don't care. Bye. I'm spending time with my wife and daughter because I learned my lesson the first go around. stupid. That whole film.
Look, when everybody's feeling better, I think we're gonna do a PCP like movie night where we talk about the entire series.
I'm so angry.
I know. Okay.
And there's still 3 more films.
Yep, there is.
Pray for me. I love you.
I love you too. All right, so next up is again an Aftershock book. This is Pestilence. This is the complete series. This one, The Holy Land, the year of our Lord, 1347. The men of Fiat Luz, the assassin's arm of the church, have been dispatched to deal with a situation involving a renegade crusader and his army. Little do they realize a far more important mission awaits them. It's a mission that will have them traversing throughout medieval Europe, all in an attempt to stop a deadly plague that will eventually wipe out over 60% of the continent's population. But is it really a plague? What if history was a lie and the truth was something far more sinister? This one, y'all, is one genre of a book that I like, especially in horror, is like when it's historical fiction, but historical horror fiction is one of my favorites. Like, this is basically saying, well, what if the plague was something a lot worse than it was? Just like I've read a story about the Titanic, that the real reason the Titanic sank is because a zombie outbreak. Like, books like this, I love these. I love these historical fiction horror books. Again, Aftershock was fantastic when it came to the horror stuff they put out, and Pestilence is no exception. If you can find it online, on wherever you can find it online, read a couple issues of it. And if it doesn't grab you, if it's not your thing, I understand. But if you've never read this, definitely one to check out. And the next one I got is also from Aftershock. Now, I have not read the entirety of this. This was more of one that Jenna collected, but Dark Ark. The wickedness of mankind has moved the Creator to destroy the world by way of the flood. Noah has been tasked with building an ark to save his family and the animals of the world. But this is not Noah's story. For darker powers have commanded the sorcerer Shrey to build his own ark and save the unnatural creatures of the world, such as vampires, dragons, Naga, and the Manticore. But what will happen on a vessel crawling with monsters, where insidious intrigue and horrific violence are the rule of law? This one is from Cullen Bunn. And again, I think I've read an issue of it, but it's been so long. I remember digging it, though. I remember really, really liking it. And by the way, Pestilence was by Frank Thierry. Forgot to talk about the writer of that one. This one's Cullen Bunn. So if you're a Cullen Bunn fan and have not checked this out, I think you'll dig this. It's nice. The artwork is amazing. Some of the monsters. I'll open it up a little bit. Let you see. Like, I need to go back and finish this one. I do. But yeah, Dark Ark, Arc 1 from Aftershock. Then I'm going to kick it over to Valiant. I've been a Valiant fan since I was a kid. I remember falling out of Valiant once I think Acclaim took them over, and they rebooted the characters in really strange ways. Like, Ninjak ended up being a kid that beat the Ninjak video game and got turned into Ninjak. I think EXO, they tried to make him like a Tony Stark character. I know they were in a game together, too. It was called Heavy Metal. It was EXO and Iron Man. There was... Oh, yeah, it is. Nope. It's pretty thick boy. There was like Shadow Man. Shadow Man ended up getting a game. I can't remember exactly if it was Nintendo 64. I think it was on PlayStation though. I just fell out. They just weren't for me. Well, Fast forward many years later, it's about 2012, 2013, 2014, around there. And a channel that I watched was talking about Valiant. I was like, Valiant's still around? And I was like, okay. I started collecting those books. Now, you can say what you want about Valiant now. I get it. I get the joke. I've said it myself that Valiant is like the toxic ex. You know they're gonna do you wrong, but you can't help but go back to them. They put out some great stuff. The stuff I'm going to talk about is some of the older stuff, some from the 20 teens era. So nothing like in 2020s. Okay. First one I want to talk about is just a classic for me, Quantum and Woody by Christopher Priest and MD Bright. Now, I know that there are a few people out there, Triple B, not real big on Christopher Priest's writing. And I get that. Well, at least for Vampirella. I get for Vampirella. But he co-created the characters in this one. So he got to pretty much set the tone for how the characters were going to be. And they're fantastic. They are. I really love this iteration of Quantum and Woody. In this one, their dads are actually friends. So they're like family friends before all the stuff that happens with them happens. So there's some language in here that it was weird reading it the first time I read it. But like there's a racial slur that gets said. But in the entirety, this Quantum and Woody is such a solid team. This was so ripe for being a TV show back when Valiant was kind of getting their crap together before it all kind of just blew up. There was talks of Joe McHale as Woody, and there was going to be a TBS show by the Russos. This was years ago though. Never came to fruition. All we have Valiant wise for live action stuff is you got Bloodshot. I understand Bloodshot was not a great movie. We enjoyed it, but we also went into it as this is not the original Bloodshot. This is just a version of Bloodshot. And then the Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe, which again, for a web series live action, great costumes, we dug it. But yeah, so this is oh my god, I can't even remember what year this one is. 97. This is from 97. Like I said, Christopher Priest, MD Bright. 100% agree, Corey. 100% agree. My goodness. But Quantum and Woody. Yeah, and I was hoping, like before Bad Idea came about, I had asked him. I said, "Hey, are you gonna like when he was talking about something big coming?" I said, "Are you gonna take Valiant back?" And and he was like, "No." I was like, "Damn, okay." Like I've enjoyed some of the new Valiant stuff. I'm afraid it's going to be that all right, we're rebooting again. Like that's my issue with it. And I think that's an issue a lot of people have with them is they're worse than Marvel when it comes to reboots. But the older stuff, y'all, to me is still very solid. And the next one I'm going to talk about, Shadow Man. Exactly. Yep. 100%. 100%. And for me at the time, Valiant had the best connected universe out of all the comic publishers that had a connected universe. I think theirs were the best. I think, I'm a bit of a fanboy. I'm a bit biased. I think that when they had characters interact with each other, that it never felt forced. It felt very organic. And that was the one thing I really, truly liked. Like out of nowhere, you'd have Ivar Time Walker just randomly show up because that's kind of what Ivar did. And it fit and it was funny. Like I dug their connected universe and I was so sad that it's basically been torn apart. But that's why we got the older stuff to remember. With this Shadow Man, basically it's in Louisiana, and you have Jack Boniface, or Boniface, I think is how you say it. Um, he has a legacy he's got to uphold. He's a shadow man, and basically they walk between the dead side, the light side, or dead side, live side, and there's one other side, I guess I can't remember, but he's got this. I think they're called Loas, and it's basically a like a demon attached to him, and he hunts supernatural stuff, and he fights for the live side. I mean, this it's very hard to explain this book if you've never read it. This is one of Jenna's favorite characters. She loves Shadow Man. Pretty much anything Shadow Man that comes out, we grab. So this one is come on. Written by Justin Jordan, by the way. Just pointing that out. Come on, where you at? 2013. So this the 2012 to 2015 era of Valiant for me. You were probably correct on that. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm terrible when it comes to stuff like that, but thank you for letting me know. But yeah, Shadow Man is a dope character, y'all. Like again, this is one of the times I'll tell you, kind of like with Marvel. I'm gonna a little tangent when it comes to comics. I don't read a lot of newer Marvel stuff. It doesn't really. I don't know what it is about it. It's not that I'm not a Marvel fan. It's just newer stuff is just not. It just doesn't click with me. Like I really dig the Zdarsky Captain America run right now, and I'm not even a big Captain America fan. I really like his run. Uh, I really liked Punisher Red Band, and of course, Punisher, Deadpool, things like that. I can still read every now and then, but um, I remember once Jenna had picked up the hardcover for Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man series, and I was reading it, and I'm a big blubbery baby anyway. I tell people that all the time, and I was reading this, and there's a very heartfelt moment in the book. And that moment when your throat gets, you're about to tear up, like not sob, but your throat gets kind of. I was reading it, and not only was it a heartfelt moment that kind of kicked me in the nuts, but I was like, wow, this is what Marvel writing used to be. And it upset me because, I want to like the newer Marvel stuff. It's just, I can't. I mean, I'm not one of those gatekeeping people. I don't tell people, Marvel now sucks. But there's something about the way Marvel was done back in the day that I just enjoy more. And I feel the same way about Valiant. Even liking some of the newer stuff, I know that Valiant back in the day, for me, was better. Speaking of, I got a couple more Valiant books. A newish. I say newish. This is probably 2014, 2015. Check the date. Oh, 2013. Quantum and Woody, the world's worst superhero team. This one by James Asmus. In this retelling of the story, Quantum and Woody are actually adopted brothers. And this one, y'all, the Christopher Priest MD Bright one was funny, but this is buddy cop to the extreme. This series of books, I think I got all of these trades collected. Quantum and Woody is, if you just want something that's going to make you laugh, this is the way to go. Either Quantum and Woody or Archer and Armstrong. But yeah. So basically, again, without giving too much of the story away, these are two very estranged adopted brothers. and when their dad is killed, they sneak into his lab to try to find clues on what happened. Well, they end up getting stuck in a machine that basically splits them, or it takes them down to like the cellular level, and they rebuild, and they have these metal bracelets. You'll see right there. They have these metal bracelets. Well, apparently, for whatever reason, again, it's been a while since I've read it, every 24 hours, they have to clang these metal bracelets together or they just basically vaporize. Uh, it makes for some good situational comedy with this sometimes, but again, it's a fun book. It's a fun comic. Nothing too serious. There are some stakes, but yeah. Quantum and Woody, the world's worst superhero team, James Asmus. And the goat's one of my favorite characters. Love the goat. Okay, looks like the last one. Okay, last one we got. Trust me, we got Valiant out the yin yang back here. The last one I want to talk about is from Matt Kent, Ninjak Weaponeer. Now, let's see. Ninjak, I want to say, is around that 2013, 2014 era. Let me check my dates. Okay, this one's 2015. Now, there's a lot of people out there that's like, Ninjak is just a Batman ripoff. And to some extent, yes. But picture Batman with better tech mixed with James Bond, an actually English guy working for MI6. Like I said, that it is an actual ninja. Like, yeah, there's a lot of similarities to Batman, but Ninjak as a character as a whole is very different. Like, I hate to say it like that. I hate to be so freaking vague where I'm like, it's just like Batman, but different. But I will say, if you are a Batman fan, I think you would enjoy Ninjak. I really do. He's kind of a lighter hearted character, but not lighter hearted as in joke a minute kind of lighter hearted. It's just maybe not as dark as Batman, if that makes any sense at all. But I love this character. The Valiant has just got some great characters, and if they just had someone who cared about them as much as Dinesh and them did, and I don't want to say that the newer folks don't care. It's just I don't know. There's just it's missing something. Newer Valiant stuff is missing the heart and soul that was the early 90s to the 20 teens. Again, if you've read new Valiant stuff and you're like, this is kind of garbage, which I don't think that, but there are plenty of people that do. Look at the older stuff. Look towards the older Valiant stuff. I don't think you'll be disappointed. There's a character for everyone. Like, these are only a few of the characters. I mean, you got Bloodshot, you got Livewire, you got the Harbinger kids, you got there's Rye. You have so many characters in that universe. I would tell you though, if the newer stuff, if you've caught it and you just haven't been into it, go back in time and read some of that stuff. It'd probably make you mad. Like a lot of us that read older Valiant stuff are kind of like, all right, for me, the newer stuff has been okay, but it hasn't been anything that's like, I think the best newer Valiant thing I've read, and I don't think it's even Faith. I love Faith. Faith is what I wanted Henry Cavill Superman to be, if I'm being honest. A character that loves being a superhero and is always optimistic. That is Faith. Faith is a great character. Lost my train of thought, but whatever. It'll come back to me. But yeah, the Valiant stuff is the older stuff is so good. I just wish we could get back there. Not to be that guy, but I wish the older stuff, I wish we could get those stories again. But that's what I was talking about. New-ish stuff was the Bloodshot Unleashed, the stuff that Dennis Camp was doing. I Really dug that story. That's if they ever get around to doing another Bloodshot movie, that's the tone I want. That's what I want it to be, is that Bloodshot Unleashed. Like that hard R kind of just gory gritty stuff. So that's my spiel on Valiant. So next up, I got some stuff from Source Point Press, and I know I've talked about this one before. This is The Good Boy, Omnibus 1. Garrett Gunn, Dr. Christina Blanche, Kit Wallace, Dave Lentz. You've heard me talk about all these people before. Um, man, what can I say about this book? This is a love letter to John Wick, but also to animals. Think of this as like a reverse John Wick story where, animals and humans live side by side, and John is the one that's killed, and it's up to his partner, his dog Flint, to exact revenge. And it's actually a little gorier than John Wick itself. But when I first heard of the concept of this from Garrett, when Garrett was talking about it, I was like, dude, this is going to be big. And we have so many different covers of this book. Like this is the omnibus, but as far as like single issues and things go, we got so many of them, so many medals. Which, if you're a fan of metal covers, folks, if you check out Patreon and find Garrett Gunn's, it should be some writer guy. I'll try to find the link and put it in the description later. He's got a tier on there. We used to be a part of it, but we had to be a little more frugal. Hopefully we'll get back on it someday. But he's got a Patreon where one of the tiers is you get an exclusive medal every month. That's how where a lot of our medals came from. And I think the tier was only like 60 something dollars. Now, the medal wasn't always a full book. Sometimes it was just an ash can, but it's still metal covers. And it wasn't just a metal cover. It was like a metal exclusive, an exclusive print, some stickers, an exclusive book. Like we've gotten a lot of cool stuff that eventually, when I find it all, because it's kind of all spread out, I'll go through and show you what we got from this Patreon. Like John Wick with teeth. There you go. Like, so if you're into metals and you maybe want them a little cheaper and get a little more bang for your buck, check out Garrett's Patreon. Like, and again, I mean, I've got a cover of, my goodness, we have so many sets of this cover. I'll dig them out one day and I'll do a whole Garrett Gunn show. Maybe if Garrett's not incredibly busy, I can ask him, see if we can get him to be on. I make no promises with that because Garrett is a very busy person. He's a very lovely man, though. I can tell you that. We've met them in person. So far, the only person on this team we haven't met is Kit. No, because I didn't even know there was one going on, Corey. I hadn't even looked. Like, I saw the two. I try to keep it to like 2 a month. Because I don't. It was a little bit easier when I worked my old job because I got paid, weekly. With the experience, I get paid once a month, so I got to be careful with what and how I spend stuff. I will definitely. I'll see though. I'll see. I'm definitely gonna check that out. It's still going. Okay. Well, guess what? I got Kickstarter still open. So, come on. So Manowar. No, that's not right. XO. You're not gonna let me find this easily, are you? Oh, okay. The XO. This is XO black, white, and gold. Ooh. From Alien Books. I'm gonna drop that link here in just a second. Ooh, my goodness. Drop that link in just a second. PDFs, hardcover, and it's got 3 days. Okay, it's got 3 days to go. I'm going to see what I can do there. I need to check my funding. Yeah, 3 days to go. Yeah, I'm definitely okay. I'm definitely going to see what I can do on that front because that yeah, that looks good. That looks good. So I'm gonna drop that link in the chat. Well, if I can get the thing, man. Yeah, folks, go check that out. That looks great. It obviously fully funded. 3 days to go. My goodness. Nice hardcover. Oof. I know, Corey. I know it. It all started with Comics Tribe for me. I saw a Facebook ad for a Comics Tribe book. So at the time, there wasn't a Kickstarter going for it, so I had to order it off eBay. But then I started seeing their stuff on Kickstarter. I think the first thing I backed from them was one of the books I have here, actually. And I ended up going back. For the first book I ever backed on Kickstarter was Wailing Blade from Comics Tribe. And I ended up getting, when they dropped it, Wailing Blade hardcover with this awesome die cut cover. Like, they do a lot of dope hardcovers when their books get to the hardcover phase. Like, but they're the ones who got me hooked on Kickstarter. Once I did that, and then I started making friends with some indie creators and found out, hey, they got they got books coming. This one is Rich Duick, Joe Mulvey, Chris Sotomayor, and Taylor Esposito. Wailing Blade is a high adrenaline fantasy adventure set in the dark future of mankind. When his father is sentenced to death at the hands of the legendary Headtaker, bandit prince Tychon must find a way to save him, or fall to the Wailing Blade himself. And the first issue of this is one of the biggest damn surprises in a book at the time that I had read. Well, I want to say first issue, but I can't remember first or second issue. But it's a surprise. Again, Comics Tribe is definitely, like Bad Bug, a very underrated publisher. Like I said, they're the ones that have the Sync Kickstarter going right now. But yeah, Wailing Blade, another really good one. Hopping back over to Source Point, and I know that there's. Hold on. All right, so this is going to be a coming soon one. So years and years and years ago, Jenna got a book called No Heroine, and she had it on our pull list, and she had a couple issues of it, and I read a couple, and the writer Frank Gogol, really awesome guy. I was telling him, man, I really, really, really dig this story, and got to talking with him, and come to find out, not only did we have the issues, we also had the trade, and some things happened which I won't go into. Some things happened. Frank had some trouble happen. That I don't want to say trouble. That's not the right word. He had something happen, and just something happened. It was a bunch of crap to me, but whatever. I'll leave it there. I don't want to get into that. But ended up coming back and released a part of No Heroin. It was like No Heroin, kind of like volume two, number one, where it started a brand new story. And right now he's got now this is just a pre-launch page, but No Heroin. Frank Gogol, Chris and Shauna Mad. Uh, and unfortunately, Chris Mad was supposed to be on Sketch Up with Magamel this past Thursday, but unfortunately they were both sick. Like everybody at the experiences get sick. Chris was supposed to be on there. Unfortunately, they had to cancel, so it's going to be rescheduled. But No Heroin, clawing her way to her 90th day of sobriety, Kayla sets out to find her missing friend. The one person she knows can keep her on the straight and narrow. The only problem? The gang of heroin dealing vampires that have him. And that's just the start. Frank has also wrote Dead End Kids. He did a Power Rangers story, the only Power Rangers comic I think I've ever picked up that was really good. He did another kind of Power Rangers adjacent story called The Unborn that was like Power Rangers meets Alien. Really, really dope book. But yeah, this one's really good. I got this No Heroin Volume 2 Part 1 when that Kickstarter was going on, and I'll definitely be on the lookout for this one. Now, it's not only that the story's good, but at the end, Frank puts down some personal stuff that happened in his life that is the biggest gut punch and just makes the story mean that much more. So again, if you've never read anything from Frank Gogol, take a chance on this. It's really good. I don't want to say not your typical vampire story because it's even getting tropey to say that, but it's a really good story. And the next one uh goes from vampires to witches and Wiccan and stuff like that. Or I shouldn't say Wiccan, sorry, to witches. So really excited for that. But make sure you check out that pre-launch page. Click that notify me on launch button. That way you get notified as soon as the campaign goes live so you don't miss out. So next one I got from Scout. I've talked about this one a lot. Metal Shark Bro. This book is nuts. This book is crazy. An everyday shark stumbles upon Satan's nephew and is cursed with the body of an anthropomorphic shark bro. With his newfound human physique and propensity for violence, he's tasked with collecting the souls of those that have sworn allegiance to Satan. The only problem? He just wants to be a normal shark again. And they're not going to let him do that. So he swears vengeance, and a whole lot of death ensues. This book, again, just it's out there. It's crazy. This is Walter Ostley, Bob France, Kevin Cuff, and Chaz Pangburn. It's just a fun, silly book, y'all. It's you know, somebody's fixing to have their soul taken, be sacrificed, and the shark ends up eating the person. And technically, since he did it, not Satan's nephew, that's why he's cursed. Plus, Satan's nephew is just lazy and just sends Metal Shark Bro out to get the souls for him. It's a fun, really quick story. I don't know if it's a one shot or not. I think there might be a couple of volumes, but it's just a fun story from Scout. Just one to be on the lookout for. Here's one that was very like surprising to me when I walked into the comic shop and found it. This is Die 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 by Robert Kirkman. I didn't know anything about this book. I had never seen solicitations for it or anything. But again, back then I didn't really look at that kind of stuff. I just walked into the comic shop and was like, hey, there's a number one of this. I'll grab it. I'll come in the next week. If there's a number two, or the next month, there's a number two, I'll grab it. I did that kind of thing. This one was a surprise, but it's Kirkman. I'm a fan of Kirkman, so I grabbed it. Whew. This one it's triplets. It's nuts. We don't like to admit it, but this is an evil world where evil people do evil stuff all the time. Thankfully, there's a secret cabal within the United States government that works outside our normal system to influence world matters through targeted assassination. So if you're hurting people, somehow making the world worse than it already is, or even just standing in the way of something good happening, somebody could right now be giving the order for you to die, die, die. Again, it's brutal, it's bloody, it's funny, it's Kirkman. If you like Kirkman stuff, you're gonna like this one. Don't worry, folks. Almost done. I'll get a little quicker with these. Uh, Oxymoron, the Loveliest Nightmare. I talked about the Oxymoron character before. This is basically my favorite supervillain of all comics. It's really like a super close. They kind of interchange between this and between Oxymoron and Matter Red from Bedlam. But an afflicted let me start that over, folks. An afflicted detective hunts a serial killer obsessed with contradiction who is painting a bloody canvas of carnage with the entrails of politicians and power brokers in the corrupt city she calls home. Now, this book is a officer of PTSD going after this guy. This guy isn't afraid to eat faces. Just putting it out there. Like, it's a more hardcore Joker. Just as smart, but also not afraid to eat a person's face. Pets, women, children. Nobody's safe from this dude. But this is from Comics Tribe. This one's written by, this is Tyler James, John Lees. It's got art by Alex Cormack. Like, if you're into villains, man, this one's one of my tops. Next up, we got one from Bad Bug, Periwinkle. Periwinkle tells the story of Krampus and Belsnickel getting together and killing Santa with the help of some elves. Well, Santa's most loyal elf, ooh, excuse me, throat's getting dry, decides he's going to make a list, and everybody who helped kill Santa is on that list, and he's going to take them out one by one. So Scott Wilkie, this starts his Periwinkle saga. That includes things such as Frost. Oh my goodness, he's got a couple of. I can't believe I can't remember all the names of them right off the top of my head. Oh, Cupid. He's got this Cupid, Frost. He's working on one for Easter. Oh, but it's all part of the Periwinkle saga. I tried to convince him to call it the Swilky Way Galaxy because that's his last name, Swilky. Or, no, sorry. His last name is Wilkie. His first name is Scott. I tried to get him to call it the Swilky Way Galaxy, but it didn't take, and that's okay. So that's Periwinkle. That's from Bad Bug Media. That is Scott Wilkie. Arturo Mesa on the art, and Dave Lentz on the lettering. And I got to find, I don't know if you can see it. So the light's so bright. Nope, I'm not going to be able to show this off really good. But that lettering in there is Dave Lentz's work. And Dave is just a mad scientist when it comes to lettering. And Arturo's artwork is just fantastic. I mean, did we really need sexy Krampus? Thirst trap Krampus there. All right, next up, from Boom Studios, Clive Barker's Hellraiser. We just talked about the Hellraiser part of the Hellraiser, series for the first like 20 something minutes of the show. So probably don't need to go too deep into this. It's bloody, it's torturous. I wish some of the movies were based off of this. Um, they're really good, and Boom did quite a few in this series. I'm hoping that eventually somebody picks it up for more. Like I'd love some new Hellraiser stuff, but yeah, Hellraiser from Boom. This one is by. Ugh, come on. Oh, where you at? Oh, written by Clive Barker and Christopher Monfett. So, all right. Next up, got Irredeemable by Mark Waid. This is also from Boom. It had nothing to do with the Eisner nominee sticker up there. I just thought it looked cool. And when I was flipping through it, all right, take care, Corey. If you win, I'll just spin again. Or just pick a number. Pick a number for me before you leave in case you win. It's basically, what if the world's greatest superhero decided to become the world's greatest villain? And this guy is the Plutonian. And basically, the series about him going Homelander on everybody. And it has, like I said, it has a companion series called Incorruptible, where one of his villains becomes a superhero. So, again, really good story. I understand that a lot of people are kind of getting tired of the, evil Superman trope, but some of these books, don't let that stop you. Some of these books are just, they're more than just Superman goes bad. You know what I mean? But this one's really, really good. 27. Whew, gotcha. I'm going to shuffle that bitch 27 times if your name pulls up. Next one I got John Lees, Alex Cormack, and Ashley Cormack from AWA Upshot, Crimson Cage. You take care, Corey. Thank you for stopping by, boss. I appreciate that. This is Macbeth in a wrestling ring. Man, that's all I want to say about this book. It is, my goodness. John Lees he does something with this book that's so twisty, so turny, so Game of Thronesy almost, that by the time I got to the end of it, I was just like, John Lees is one of my favorite horror writers. He twists things so beautifully, and Alex Cormack's art on top of it is just amazing. Like, it's just it's so good. It's so good. And this feels like it's in the 80s. So it's like the territory kind of wrestling. And just don't sleep on AWA Upshot to begin with, folks. John Lees also wrote Hotel or Hell. I never know how to say that book's name. But he also wrote that, which is a horror anthology that takes place at basically a very what's the word? Cursed hotel or motel, whatever you want to call it, with stories that interconnect with each other. But this one, if you're a wrestling fan, definitely want to check out. Like, just super dope book. And it is a one shot. This is like complete story, one shot. All right, then you'll see the tag on here. We had a place down here called Hastings. Basically, you go into this place. It's like a resell or sell place. We took a lot of our DVDs down there, traded them in because they had like buy 2 used Blu-rays, get 3 free, things like that. They had like a bunch of stuff like that. But the business went under. It was replaced by something called Second and Charles, which was basically the same thing. Now, we got comics from there because comics were super cheap. And when Hastings closed down, we got a bunch of their markdown comics too. So that's why we got a lot of hardcovers in our collection. But this one, Jenna picked up for me. It was alongside a 30 Days a Night that I read that I love that pissed me off at the same time. But she got this that I just noticed. I never noticed that before. There's a freaking security tag in here. I will have to eventually learn how to get that out.
What?
I didn't notice when I was reading this before.
Mm-hmm.
There's a security tag inside the book.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, this is Scarface.
Take a quick pause. Everybody, here is my ring. Jay is putting it right here. Don't lose it.
Actually, put it right here in front of the monitor.
Don't lose it.
Okay, right here in front of the monitor. Her ring is right here in front of the monitor, folks.
Do not let Dan put it between his toes again.
I will not. It's right here in front of the monitor. Scarface Scarred for Life. This one, I believe, IDW. Yeah, IDW. It's basically a kind of like it. I don't know if y'all have ever played Scarface: The World Is Yours on Xbox, but it was basically Grand Theft Auto with a Scarface skin. But it's with the game. It's what if Tony made it out before, the end of the movie? What if he had made it out alive? That's the game. And this one, he survives the attack. He gets messed up, but he survives the attack. And the rest of the book is just him trying to regain the empire that he had before. So basically a what if story for Scarface. Really enjoyed it. Super bloody. Let's see. Like I said, didn't realize that I had never noticed that there was a security tag in there. This one is John Layman and Dave Crossland. Like I said, from IDW. We're getting close to the end of the stack, folks, I promise. In fact, I think there's only 4 more books. So, next one we got on here, Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan's The Strain from Dark Horse. Never finished the show. We really liked the first 2 seasons that we watched, but the comics are something else. Like, when a Boeing 777 lands at JFK International Airport and goes dark on the runway, the Center for Disease Control, fearing a terrorist attack, calls in Dr. Ephraim Goodweather and his team of expert biological threat first responders. Only an elderly pawnbroker from Spanish Harlem suspects a darker purpose behind the event, an ancient threat intent on covering mankind in darkness. We have the first 2 volumes of this. If you're a fan of the show, definitely check out the comic. Now, this was going to be funny, and I feel bad that Corey left, but I got to talk about it, folks. Karma. People who watch the experience know about this book. It's from Dynamite. This is done by Dan Wickline. I cannot show you. Well, I mean, I could show you art in this book, but also, since we read the digital so much, the book isn't actually warmed up. But this is the book where you think it's just a spicy book and that's all there is to it, and it's not. It could have just been a sexy book. It could have just been a booby book. But Dan actually writes such a immersive, I don't want to say immersive. Immersive is not the right word. But the story that he has in here, it draws you in and you care about what's going on. Like, yeah, there's a lot of dirty stuff. There is, but it's not just that. There's a lot of substance in this book. I wasn't able to jump on Karma 2. Maybe one day down the road. talk to Dan about getting that, or maybe if I can find it in the wild, because I did find like this one is from the Kickstarter. Um, we did find Karma in the wild when we were traveling to North Carolina one time in a Sailfish Comics is I believe the comic shop we stopped at. But let me read you the synopsis of this. Alex is a photographer for an ad agency who leads a quiet and reserved life. He gets a call one day from a friend asking him to fill in on a photo shoot in the valley. At the shoot, he has a chance encounter with Karma, one of the lead models. Karma is a fiercely independent woman who's working on being more than a star. She's working on being a brand. In Alex, she sees someone new to her world, unjaded by it, someone with a fresh eye, and she likes what she sees. And so does he. This is by, like I said, Dan Wickline with art by Carlos Reno. And look, I know we make the joke of Karma got us booted off. That's not what actually got us booted off. It was the link had a word in it that YouTube didn't like. But this book is so good. Like Dan is such a great writer, and I don't just say that because he was on the experience or I got to work with him. Dan's a terrific writer. This book is definitely worth it. Again, it is spicy, but there's substance to the spice. So, Karma from Dynamite from Dan Wickline. Love you too. So we're having inclement weather here, folks. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up as soon as we can. Got a little bit more to go. Hopefully, weather permitting, it'll let us finish. But in case the screen goes black, we're having some bad weather here. But I only got two books, physical books left. The next one is Powers. This is from Image. Who killed Retro Girl? Brian Michael Bendis, Michael Avon Oeming. I believe like we were in a weird point early in the mid 2000s. Well, we're in the mid 2000s. What am I talking about? Earlier, some of you might know that PlayStation tried to start having their own original content, and Powers was one of the things they did. Sholto Copley, I believe, was one of the characters. But basically, this is there's a hero named Christian Walker who has lost his powers, becomes a detective, and he has to investigate the shocking murder of one of the most popular superheroes the world has ever known, Retro Girl. Walker is teamed up with spunky rookie detective Dina Pilgrim, and the murder investigation takes them from the seediest underbelly a city has to offer to the gleaming towers that are home to immortal beings. And this one is twisty, it's turny. Like I said, it's a superhero who was stripped of his powers, now a detective. It's really, really good. I think I only got 2 volumes of this. And some of these books, folks, it's been a while since I've read them, but I really tried what I could to get the show, even if it was nefarious means. I really wanted to watch this. Might try to find it again just to watch it. I know it only lasted like a season, maybe, but it's crime fiction superhero. So Powers, Image, Michael Bendis, Brian Michael Bendis. Sorry, Brian Michael Bendis. All right, so last physical trade I have. This was the easy one from Image, Ice Cream Man, horror anthology. This guy is definitely not who he appears to be. He's like the main thread through most of these stories. Ice Cream Man is a genre-defying series of disparate tales of sorrow, wonder, and redemption. Each installment features its own cast of strange characters dealing with their own special Sundays of suffering. And on the periphery of them all, like a twinkly music of his like the twinkly music of his colorful truck, is the Ice Cream Man, weaver of stories, purveyor of sweet treats, friend, foe, god, demon, the man who, with the snap of his fingers, lickety split, can change the course of your life forever. I want to say this is one that Robbie talks about all the time. And I think he's the one who was, when he was talking about it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give that a shot because it's Robbie. And I trust Robbie's judgment. So now I got a couple of ones that I didn't have physical, but I have read them. We got Stealth from Image. This one, y'all, I don't want to give anything away, but the first issue is heartbreaking when you find out what's going on with the story. I've only read the first issue, but I really want to go back and read the rest of it. I don't know how many issues it was. I'm going to check out real fast, though. Stealth. Okay, so it looks like there's at least 6 issues of this. And man, this is by Mike Costa. I just, wow. Is powerful. It's a powerful issue. Like, so that's Stealth from Image. The next one, sort of newer. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees the Rite of Spring. If you have not read the original Beneath the Trees, you really should. You really, really should. Such a great series. It took me a while before I even read the first series, but when I did, I read the whole thing in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. And Rite of Spring, I'm current on the issues. Man, this one's just as good. This is Patrick Horvath. Fantastic murder. It's kind of a mystery, but you know who the murderer is. Like they tell you in the first freaking issue, but very suspenseful. Very, very good book. If you like animals doing people things, even if it's the worst things people can do, this is a book to check out. I want to say IDW. Let me give that a check. These ones, I probably should have written down the information, but I didn't. Come on, Beneath the Trees. This is IDW. Yep, Patrick Horvath, who is also, I know on the first series he was the writer and the artist. Let me check and see if he's the writer and artist on this series too. So pulling double duty there. So great book if you're into horror, murders, stuff like that. Check that one out. See, next up we got Escape. Oh my goodness, Escape is so good. This is from Image, Rick Remender, Daniel Acuna. Y'all, I don't know how to explain this book other than in stages. The first issue is action. It's action, it's gripping, it's balls to the wall. Second issue is flashback, but still kept me it was still just so engaging. This issue, almost no dialogue, y'all, and I was blown away by it. Almost no dialogue, but it was gripping. Like I was sitting here, my heart was beating fast. Like the writing in this is so good. And again, this is animals doing people things, and it's kind of set in war. Hey, what's going on, Phable? Two things. Are you kidding me? I know I had. Hold on, folks. There we go. Let me grab one collection down. Phable. Let me grab his link. Put that in the chat. Paste. And Phable. I don't think. Do I have it on here? Hold on. I gotta share my screen for a second. So, Phable, what I'm doing here is I'm putting your name on this wheel here. Let me make sure. Am I on there right? Yeah. Dang it. I had a whole. Yeah. I had this thing set up a lot better. But apparently, once I went live, it's like, nah, you're not going to have the same settings. I'm going to put your name here because what I'm going to be doing is here in just a minute, I'm going to spin. If it lands on your name, give me a number. That number is how many times I will shuffle this, and whatever it lands on is something I'm going to read next and we'll talk about next week. So, do me a favor, Phable, just in case, because I already got Corey's number, which was 27. Just in case I spin this and you're not here, give me a number. And I'll make sure to add it to this. Man, sometimes technology gets on my nerves a bit, folks. Like I had this thing set up to where it's like there and there. Take that off. There we go. Well, I wasn't on the screen either. There we go. No, because then it does that. Y'all watch me do stuff in real time, folks. Here we go. There. And there. Wham, got it. All right. Hopefully that'll stay this time. Let's see, where was I? Okay, so yeah. 7. All right, I got you down, Phable. So yeah, if you've not read Escape yet, folks, I'm telling you, this book, my goodness. Again, this last issue had barely any dialogue in it, and it was just on the edge of my seat reading it. Like it's so good. Next one, I know I didn't have any DC or Marvel in this list, but I had to put this one in. Superman, Book of L. Oh my goodness, y'all. Y'all heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. Philip Kennedy Johnson on Superman. That's chocolate milkshake. That's peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and honey. That's honey on your chicken. It just goes together. And the stuff that he's doing in this book, it's only been 2 issues. My goodness. Love it. And I think that's going to be Ed because Nope is in the chat. There we go. There we go. But yeah, the things that he's doing in this book, we're jumping to the future. There's some pages at the end where it's 2 different sets of notes. Just so interesting. And to hear Philip Kennedy Johnson, when we had him on the FOC show a couple of weeks ago, I talked about this. To hear him talk about Superman and his feelings on Superman, it just shows me 100%. Oh, all good, Eddie. I tell you what, so Nope and Ed are here. I'm gonna take the weirdos off the name wheel because they're both here. Yeah, this book right here, folks. Even if you're not a Superman fan, if you're a Philip Kennedy Johnson fan, read this one. Give it a shot. I mean, it's so good. It's so good, and it's funny because on something random because DC. I remember when reading the first Rebirth trade for Superman, and there was a story in there about like something happens in there where John's cat is taken by a hawk, and he tries to use his powers to get the hawk, and he's so angry he can't control them that he ends up accidentally killing his cat as well. That was 2016 when that story came out. And in 2020 or 2021, in Superman Son of Kal-El, Paul Kent's talking to Batman and tells him that exact story. And I'm like, wow, that is some good continuity right there with them. But has nothing to do with this one. Since I was talking about DC. So, Ed, what I'm doing is put your name on a wheel. If you get picked, you give me a number. I'm going to shuffle. And whatever this lands on, that's what I'm going to read next and talk about next week. Now, I might not read the entire series, especially if it's a very large one, but if it's like a one shot or, I'll read a couple issues at least. And one of the things I have on here is Winner's Choice, which means you can either pick something that's on the wheel from the list, or you give me anything you want me to read, anything you think I should read. So we will eventually get to the point where we do actual giveaways. But for now, I'm gonna try something simple like this, trying to keep it a little fresh, since it's just me. One of these days, hopefully, we'll get Sean on here a lot more. Let's see, where was I? I am lost. Am I lost? Yep, I am a little lost because I didn't mean to go to that one. But let's talk about some stuff that I'm eventually going to talk about. This one real fast, actually. So, Savager from Panic. My goodness, if you're into the anime manga, oh my goodness, I forgot the name of it. Parasite. There you go. Parasite the Maxim. This is kind of like that. Aliens come to Earth. They basically, anything that's alive, they infect them, they eat them. And you have this one human that's kind of working with their parasite. Parasite gives them powers, and they're like killing other parasites. Like, we don't know what the main parasite's like mission is just yet, but him and his human work together, and I very like body horror type stuff, and I'm here for it. It's the first thing I've ever read from Panic, and I really dug it. The issue 2 comes out in November sometime, so be on the lookout for this one and this company. Okay, now done with books I think you should read. Now I'm going to talk about stuff that I'm excited for. Some of this is coming out next week. Return to Sleepy Hollow from IDW. I've been a fan of most Sleepy Hollow stuff, whether it's the old, and I mean y'all, the old cartoon, the really weird looking Ichabod Crane, or I think the cartoon was called Ichabod Crane. I think so. I can't remember, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The really old Disney cartoon that's like 20 minutes long. The Sleepy Hollow movie with Johnny Depp. Yes, I liked it. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to check this out when it comes out. I think it's next week, the 29th. Another one, even though I kind of spoiled it, Supernatural from Dynamite. Greg Pak was on the FOC show Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Thank you, Ed. Greg Pak was on the show. I mistakenly called him Greg Pak last time, but he was talking about this one, and I'm a huge fan of his Planet Hulk and World War Hulk series. I'm a pretty big fan of Supernatural. No, I did not know that. He did a comic series, you mean? If that's the case, I'm definitely looking for that too, Ed. But yeah, Supernatural, I'm a big fan. I know it was like 15 seasons. I know some of the seasons were kind of like not really needed, but I was a big fan of the show. It's one of those shows that I was just like, man, if this would have come out, or if streaming stuff would have come out, if Netflix originals, things like that, would have been out near around the same time. I can't even say Netflix, but just a streaming channel. I could only imagine what Supernatural could have done if it was like a TVMA show. I mean, because some of the stuff they got away with on the WB, CW, whatever it was, through all those changes they did was kind of crazy. I will definitely look that up, Ed. But big fan of the show and ready to read this comic. I think Dynamite has been doing some stellar work with these properties that they're getting. Like, again, I'm not like big on everything Dynamite does, but a lot of the properties they're getting, like the Disney stuff, Supernatural. They're going to have Ben 10. I don't know anything about Ben 10, but I know that's one that's going to be popular. Thundercats, Silverhawks, Terminator, all that. I'm excited. I'm excited. So that's supposed to be the 29th as well. And let's see. Barbaric, the Black Knight. I am a fan of the Barbaric universe. I've said that before. It's a bloodthirsty talking axe that gets drunk off blood. Like, it's very, like, the language is very anachronistic. I think that's how you say the word, where it's not actually for the time, but it's very Grim Fairy Tales presents. You got it, Ed. I'm definitely putting that on the list. Very not of its time, but it's such a fun story, such a fun universe. It looks like there's a talking mace in this one, just based off this picture. I wonder if there's a way. No, that's not what I want to do. Hello, folks. There we go. Maybe if I do this just to show them off a little bit more. Okay, there we go. That's what I should have done for all this stuff. There we go. There we go. Anyway, yeah. Really excited for more Barbaric. I think there's like 4 or 5 different series, but this is from Vault Comics. Just want to put that out there. Vault Comics. So dope. Here's one that people might get a kick out of from American mythology. Ghoulies. I had no idea that somebody was planning on doing this as a comic series. And apparently it comes out want to make sure that I'm still in the right. That comes supposedly coming out 29th. So next week, had heard nothing about this. But I think that's kind of out there. Yes, Phable. 100%. 100%. I love the stuff that they do in Barbaric. Yeah, so Ghoulies, of all things. That's crazy. And then I think the last picture I had here was the Ivan Tao. So we were talking about this on Comic Collectibles, about, this is from Terminator Metal. That's the series name, Metal. But people were asking about, metal covers. Well, apparently this Ivan Tao Virgin, which I love Ivan Tao's artwork. He's just, it amazes me with everything that I see. Apparently this one, it's coming out in November, I believe, is going to be a metal cover. So this is the Ivan Tao Virgin. I think it's cover H, but it's Ivan Tao Virgin cover for Terminator Metal, the metal cover. So really excited for that one. Excuse me. And, since they're in here and we love them, Weirdos, the Weirdos podcast, y'all. I know we've been missing them. We wish them well, want them to get better. Been some stuff. One of them, I think they're both trying to get out of doing an unboxing with me, even though they were waiting on me the entire time. Do me a favor, guys, stop throwing yourselves into cars and off of buildings and whatnot. Too old for that stuff. They just hit 100 subs. That's super exciting. They've been doing shorts like crazy for the month of October. They're really good. Like the animal ones are hilarious. But do me a favor, check them out. They got stuff going on. But in all seriousness, I give them a bunch of crap, but speedy recovery to everyone. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Oh, that Phable, that's awesome. Yeah, I learned about Ivan Tao from Frank Gogol. He did a cover for Frank Gogel's Unborn that I got. It's like a pink spot foil cover. Super dope. Really love it. Yeah, I know you did. Nope, it's okay. I got you. You know, we gave me a bunch of crap for not having the box yet. I get the box and like, well, screw that. Yeah, I'm just glad you're okay-ish, buddy. Like I know, man. Like when I when the first time that Nope sent me a video of him putting in a window, I was like, no way, no thanks, man, no thank you. Because I want to say he was walking between two ladders or something, or walking on the edge of one of the houses. I don't know what it was, but brave man. Because no thanks, it's not for me. Not for me. So I think I'm gonna save the live unboxing for a video. It's like I said, it's only supposed to go about an hour and a half. I am going to go a little bit longer. I did want to, though, go to one of our comic boxes and I'm going to grab 10 random books just to kind of show off some of the stuff we have. So give me just a second, please. Random books. Random books. Here's the random books on them. Oh, my goodness. That. I might grab some out of here. There we go. All right. So, like I said, let's do something like this. Probably won't remember everything I grabbed for next time, but I wanted to start kind of showing off stuff in our collection. I'm sure I've showed some of these before. I tried to grab random stuff, y'all, but we have so much Garrett Gunn stuff. I pulled from two different boxes, and I think most of what I grabbed was Garrett Gunn stuff. But here's a Good Boy metal cover. Good Boy number 2, signed by Dr. Christie and Garrett. Metal. I'll put this over here. Good Boy number 1, signed by Dr. Christie. This is by Nick. This one's by Nick Bradshaw. Both by Nick Bradshaw. Signed by Dr. Christie and Garrett. I'm telling you, I grabbed these out of two different boxes. Another Good Boy metal cover. The Wolverine homage, but I can't remember which. I'm not good with issue numbers, but I'm pretty sure that's a Wolverine homage. Metal cover. Lorena. Guess what? Now I get to add Lorena's name. Yep. Lorena's name is added. Lorena, what I'm going to be doing here in a little bit, because you joined at almost the tail end, because, it's still just me, so I can't go too much longer. My voice isn't having it, and I don't want to wear it out when it, first got back. Feel free to watch on the replay, of course. But what I'm doing is everybody who's in, their name gets put on a wheel. I'm going to spin this wheel. That person wins. They give me a number. I'm going to shuffle this other wheel that has these comics on there. There's also a space that's a winner's choice. So you could pick anything on the wheel or just anything in general you would like me to read. I'm going to read it and talk about it next week. So your name is in there. That is not the right one, Jay. What are you doing? There we go. So then, once again, Garrett Gunn. This is Blind Justice. This is a book that years ago he put. Oh man. Well, I'm sorry you're feeling bad. Thanks for joining though. Appreciate it. I know, man. Everybody's getting sick. But he put a piece of artwork out here, and I've been bugging him for years. He finally got an ash can out. This one though is signed by Dr. Christie, Garrett, and Dave Lentz. So I got all three signatures on that ash can. My goodness, you've got to be kidding me. So this is just a awesome cover for Christmas Caroline. Not a metal, but still dope virgin cover. Signed, of course. And then on the back of it, Cuddly Kaiju. This is a series that I don't think is going anywhere else. All right, buddy. I hear you. Then, an ash can for the ECPD. Now, we actually got this when we had the Garrett Gunn Patreon. And basically, it is Emerald City Police Department. It's from Garrett Gunn. It's part of his overarching, like, fairy tale universe that he has. It includes, like, Little Red Ronin, Little Red Riding Hood, Jack the Giant Killer, the folks from ECPD, a bunch of other characters. Here's the regular ash can, plus a Fear Diaries ash can. This one was a Traverse City exclusive. My goodness, I literally grabbed all Garrett books somehow. This is another metal cover. This is for Swag Jackers. That also ties into that like fairy tale universe he's got going on. So we got a lot of metals, y'all. But again, the fact that I went into two different boxes and still pulled out all Garrett stuff, except for one book. There's one book in here that's not Garrett, but it's still Dave. That's Space Monkey Knights Go. Caleb Palmquist, Dave Lentz, Nick Turris. Love letter to Saturday morning cartoons. First time in unboxing I ever tried to do something silly, which I did a grainy black and white kind of video when I did the unboxing for it. Like I didn't even grab stuff in order because here's book 2 of Garrett Gunn's I Hate You, Please Die. And the last one I got is I love this so much. The first book I ever read from Garrett was Warcorns. And in that Warcorn story, spoiler alert, the whole team basically dies. It was only supposed to be a one-shot. And then I read at the end of it, Warcorns is coming in October of that year. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Well, I want to say this is a Bird City Comics exclusive Trish Forstner Warcorns cover. And Dr. Christie didn't work on this one, but I did get Garrett and Dave to sign it. But yeah, one day soon I hope to meet Trish, and I want Trish to sign this. I want to say this was a Bird City exclusive. I'm going to open it up real fast, folks. I got it because, I mean, it's My Little Pony inspired. Yep, this is Trish Forstner, Bird City Comics. All right. Get it back in there. I cannot believe that, folks. I honestly was like, let me pull from 2 different boxes. That way, I won't be grabbing series and stuff like that. And I ended up grabbing. Almost all Garrett Gunn stuff. So, safe to say, we're fans of Garrett and them over here. But, all right. So, it is time. We're going to spin this wheel. And Corey and Phable gave me their numbers. So even though they're not here, or they might not still be here, I got their spin count or whatever. So we're going to wait for a hand to stop shaking like somebody's throwing dollar bills at them. We're going to go, boom, right here to the name generator. I forgot to ask Triple B for a number. I'll message Triple B. I forgot to ask him. Well, it's kind of late. If it hits Triple B, I'll spin again, and next time I'll let him be the one that picks automatically. That's what I'll do because I forgot to ask him to give me a number. But we're gonna spin this. I'm gonna try to do this pretty frequently. Just something fun. Here we go. Oh, all right. All right. So Ed, do me a favor, buddy. If you're still watching, give me a number. Let me remind people what's on the list. Big Titty, Goth Girlfriends on the Moon, Blade, Die, Paper Girls, Something is Killing the Children, Superman Speeding Bullets, Watchmen, Deadly Class, East of West, Phantom X, Farmhand, Firepower, Fool Killer, Incorruptible, Irredeemable, Skin Police, A Winner's Choice, Batman the Long Halloween, Basket Full of Heads, and Icon and Rocket Season 1. So as soon as I get it, just don't make it. Okay, so Corey picked 27. Basically, what the number is, it's how many times I'm going to shuffle. So, I mean, let's try to keep it under 30. Because nobody wants to see me shuffle this thing that much. Hell, you could do 1 as an option. 3. All right. So we are going to shuffle 1, 2, 3. And let's see what Ed's going to have me reading. Superman Speeding Bullets. Ed, it was so close to Paper Girls, man. I was like, how fitting would that be? All right, I'm going to remove this from the list, and we're going to add something to it for next time. How funny would that have been if it would have... Oh, I'm so glad you didn't pick 69. It would have been hilarious if it would have landed on that Paper Girls. Ed wanting me to read Paper Girls. But, and trust me, folks, this isn't going to be... Oh, this isn't going to be like the experience where, if you've already won, you got to wait the 30 days. It's just something fun to do. So I figure, it's not like we have 20 or 30 people here all the time or anything. So anybody can win as many times. Like, it's just picking a number. See, and that's what's funny, Lorena, because I was like, it would have been funny to me if you had won and it had landed on Paper Girls, and the fact that it was Ed and it landed on Speeding Bullets, I think is kind of funny. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll read as much as I can, and next week, to end the show, I'll talk about what I thought about Speeding Bullets, and then we'll do this again. I think I have to. I think if I bookmark it, I might be able to keep it. Like, we'll put it. Doing all this live, folks. Apparently there's a way to save the wheel. I'm about to check it. Because I didn't exactly, write down all the names of the books because, Jay doesn't think that far ahead for it. So what I'm going to do is backgrounds, books to read, will that open? No. All right. Let me see. I'll work on that later, folks. I'll find a way to save this, even if I have to take a snapshot of it and just re-upload everything. Yes. Ed, the Hellraiser she was bad-mouthing deserve it. All right, I'm sorry. Inferno and Hellseeker are terrible. Most of the time, you can get me on your side, man. You can get me on your side with movies and stuff. If you're going to tell me that those movies are good, got to disagree. Hard disagree. Hard disagree. Speeding Bullet review. Yep. I know the basic gist of it, but I've never actually read it. So it'll be interesting. I like I said, this is just something fun to where, hey, it'll get me reading something that I know I want to read it, but I always come up with, oh, I'm going to go read this. And now I'll be like, hey, I need to read this for the show next week. So, well, yeah, how else is she going to get a rise out of you, Ed? And I said rise. Oh yeah, like she was going in on them. Those two specifically. She's like, because of those two, she's like, I really don't want to finish the rest of them. And I was like, but we're already like halfway through the series. Might as well finish them. But anyway, if you miss anything, you want to go back and rewatch the video and check out some of the books I was talking about. Or as always, if you have any suggestions for me, come back after the video ends. Hi, Rise, you flirting? Son. Ooh. Come back after the video. Leave us some comments down in there. Help the algorithm. We're at like, I think almost 600 and something subs now. I can't remember. Like, I try not to pay attention to it that much, but it's just always cool to be like, oh, okay, so we're almost at 660 subs. So, come back, leave a comment for the algorithm. See, and I agree with that, but I liked Bloodlines. I didn't think Bloodlines was that bad. But after Bloodlines, no thanks. I couldn't even tell that was a Hellraiser movie. But yeah, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, which everybody here is already subbed, so it's okay. Like I said, if you can think of any books that you want to read, or any books you want to talk about, any books you want me to read so we can talk about them, or just anything at all, leave me a comment. You could always message me directly too. The comment thing is just for the algorithm. But do all that. Everyone, don't forget Comics Curing Cancer. They probably have shows still going on right now. They'll have them going on Sunday as well. I don't think they're all day Sunday, but they will have some stuff going. I'm going to post that link in here one more time. There we go. Everybody also get better, man. We've all been sick or hurt or something. I hope you all just get better. Like I like having y'all around. I want to have y'all around for as long as we can all be around. But that's all I got for tonight, y'all. Like I said, hopefully there's going to be a day eventually where I think Sean is going to be able to be on here more, so it's not just me. But I do appreciate all you showing up, even if it's only for a second. Even if you only hang out for a second, if you just say hi and then you bounce, that's all it takes for me. I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, I'd do this if nobody was watching. It's just more fun to talk to people, But I said before I get rambly, my voice has gotten better. So I will be having some videos come out this week. There's 2 different unboxings I need to do. There's some shorts that I really want to do. Before the freaking holiday ends, I want to get some horror books you should read shorts out there. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to work on that probably Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to get some stuff out there. Feeling better. I love doing the lives, but I don't want the channel to just be lives. I want to be able to get other content out there. But again, I appreciate y'all showing up. I know they've been shorter. You still show up, sick or not, hurt or not, and I really do appreciate that, guys. One of these days, I want to just have a big party where we all get where we all get together and we just hang out, have a good time. And yes, Ed, as soon as y'all stop throwing yourselves off buildings and stuff, you're playing like you're the let me try that again. You're playing like you're the Dudley Boys and Nope is the Hardy Boys, and he tried to hit a swanton bomb on you off a ladder and missed. But all seriousness though, I hope y'all start getting better too. I really want to do this unboxing with you on your channel. It's gonna be on the Weird Opes channel when we get this done, folks. So I'm down for whenever. It's whenever the 2 of you are like, hey man, we're ready to go. Let me know, and I'm ready. Oh, what's up? Yeah. Anyway, before I'm on here for another 20 minutes that I probably don't have, because like I said, it's storming pretty bad here. Again, I want to thank you all for dropping in. Hopefully you like this little wheel thing that I'm doing. Like I said, I'll read as much as I can until the next show. And then after that, we'll pick another series. We'll pick another name, hopefully. Hell in a Cell. And hope to see you next Saturday, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. Hope you're all feeling better by then. And also hope to see you on the experience during the week. Say hi. Or you could be a lurking Lorena, allegedly. But anyway, everyone, you have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe, get healthy, and I will definitely catch you next time. Night, everybody. Later.